Le bataille commence. Welcome. I just bought my first steel ship after watching Potato Quality's video on the Bourgogne. I've been sitting on 30,000 odd steel for a long time, thinking perhaps something good will come around. But I took his advice. I do like his videos. I will link to the description below. And I bought this ship. This is my first game in the ship, and it's also my first replay. It's also my first commentary. So there's a lot of firsts. The Bourgogne. It's a better Jean Bart. She's fast, she has the reload boost, and she's squishy, relatively speaking. 74k hit points is definitely not very high for a tier 10 BB. So we spawn in the west, and at the moment I'm going up with my team. Generally what winds up happening here on this map is people start to make their way over to the flank that they want to be in. If they spawn center, you could see the black and the Donskoy is moving over. The Bourgogne is a flanker, but I cannot go up one line hoping to flank, because you will get focused down and you will be burned to death, especially in this ship. In fact, already the main sees me and he thinks, a Bourgogne, let's burn him down. I commend his good choice, and at this point I am thinking I should back up. So the speed boost is on, and I don't want to turn out, I don't want to show broadside. I like my angle, but I don't like the fact that the mains is focusing me down. My first steel shot at the Worcester, not too impressive. Would have been lovely to kill a ship with your first salvo in a steel ship, but that won't happen. Now everybody sees me, and I am thinking that I should try to find a target that I can harass while trying not to attract too much attention to myself. It's always tricky to do this. Notice that they have 6 ships in the west. We have as many, and none of us is really pushing up. The mains is as far flanked as possible, but still on the D line. The black is laid smoke. This has given us a little bit of a reprieve, and so now I use this opportunity to turn out. Now I am not shooting because I don't want to be detected while I'm making this turn. All the while I am getting my turrets ready so that I can shoot. I'm thinking I can shoot the Yamato because he's down to 66% of his hit points, and if those torps hit him, he's going to start to feel uncomfortable. I shoot just as I finish off the turn, which is about now, and my rear guns, those guns you don't get at a Jean Bart, can complete the 12 shell salvo. Those black torps are doing a great job. The black is doing a great job in this game, as you will see. And the Yam takes one on the bow. Now, if you look at the map, we have no presence in sea. There's a Izumo there. The Austin is trying to find some angles on people and just parked there in case someone comes around. But we have all our forces committed to A, and then there's a Petro and a Monarch south of B. And they're keeping their distance as well. And the enemy is also keeping their distance. There's no one on the caps, and it's 5 minutes into the game. I'm half my hit points. Half my hit points are gone. The mains has been farming me out a little bit, but that's okay. I can heal, and at this moment I think I can take it. Notice the Yam is... there goes our Seattle. I'm not sure what his plan was. If you push up so much and there is 4 ships looking at you, you're gonna die. The Yam is coming around. This is not a good idea. If you're in a position like that, you have to find a place where no shells can hit you, and unfortunately I can lob my shells over and pick up a kill and pick up the arsonist. He's probably not very happy right now. Our Mogami is trying to keep his distance. Notice the black is quite far up. In fact, other than their Seattle, I think our black is the furthest up towards the caps out of both teams. So he's going to trap to cap A, and I am looking for other targets. I might shoot the mains, I might shoot the Hindenburg. It's just a question of what are the highest chances of me making this shot. But nobody's moving up, so there is no one clear target. Again, nobody has contested a cap yet except for our black, and it's already 7 minutes into the game. Notice our Lexington, he's kind of central, but he will start to move because I think he sees people coming in from the east, and he's going to be doing a reasonably good job in staying alive. The Hindi, oh, the mains just took a big hit. The Hindi is kiting, and he's spamming as he should be. At this point, I think he's trying to hit our Yam. He might have his spotter plane up. The Soyuz is mid-map, and you can see the Worcester that I tried to take a little pot shot at early in the game has moved into B and is trying to take it away from us. We're still ahead in points, but not much has happened in terms of caps. We just got our cap, and unfortunately the Worcester gets spotted by the Lexington, which basically is a death sentence for him if he can remain spotted. If you're in this position, don't shoot. Do not. Let anybody see you, and he doesn't, but somebody spots him. I think maybe the Yam spots him. He's probably just inching up the Yam to have eyes on the Worcester, and the Worcester is unfortunately not happy right now. Doesn't have a lot of options. He could turn to the east, but then he'll show broadside. He's reversing because that puts him further from our ships. He doesn't want to go forward, understandably. But he's gonna go down just like that. 7 fires so far, 110k. I've been playing this as a he spammer at the moment because I'm so far back, and I think that I can have more impact on that, although I do switch to AP just like here, hoping for some kind of shots that are definitely better than that one. The CV hasn't harassed me yet. He's going for the Yam, which he just helped to finish off with his Hindenburg friend. So Hindenburg has 2 kills on their side, and he is kiting and killing low HP targets. And in a way I'm doing the same. I have 2 kills and I'm kiting and killing low HP targets. The map control is interesting. We're basically holding the south/east while our forces move up west and swing around towards B. The black is doing a great job in keeping eyes on the enemy while the 4 ships in A try to do something about that. Our Austin our Montana are here, and we're basically preventing the Yam, the Seattle, and the Imagi from continuing their flank to put and put pressures on our forces in A, even though they are out of line of sight at the moment. My big worry now is, what if the Soviet Soyuz pushes? What if the Hindi pushes? What if the Ibuki push? We would be in a very uncomfortable position with 3 ships from the north, 3 ships from the east. But luckily, they don't. So we are not pushing in the south, and they're not pushing around. So I think it's basically just who can shoot more often and hit more shells. I pick up a witherer, so the Bourgogne, you can play this as a heat spammer, but you have the reload boost, much like the Jean Bart, and you can cause some fires, and in the span of time that your reload boost is active, hope that the enemy exhausts their damage control party, and you can perhaps set some perma fires. But always be prepared to switch to AP, because the French pen is good. You just have to always weigh the benefits of shooting one type of shell with another. I don't have expert loader on this captain. It's a 19-point captain. But now I'm thinking I definitely need expert loader, because at least in this game there were many cases where I might have been switching shells more often if I had the flexibility to do so. So let me just pause this for a sec. This is a good example of how to try to get out of the way of enemies' shots, use an island for cover, but not put yourself into a position where you're either out of shots, out of possible shots, or expose yourself too much. So if I go south of this island, I may not be able to shoot the Soyuz or the Yam. If I go north of this island, I have to stay pretty perpendicular to it, otherwise I'll be softening up the angle on the Yam. So as you come around to an island, always think left or right, what is the best choice to take. And I think I kind of decide a little bit late, so I come close to the island. Just about now, I think our black, who's been doing a really good job, is going to sadly be sent to port soon. +1 for him. He gets a little bit of smoke off first. And the Monarch is also low. So our push north and around the island hasn't achieved very much, unfortunately. The Soyuz is still there. The Hindenburg is now moving into B, because he probably thinks, let's get another cap, points are even, and that's a very reasonable decision. I'm trying to get some shots on the Soyuz, but I'm thinking that the Hindenburg moving into B is a more immediate threat, thinking that the black can perhaps torp the Soyuz out and win that engagement. Their CV is harassing our Donskoy. He could just as well have been harassing me, but it is further to fly, so he won't do that. The Seattle, their Yamato, their Seattle are moving up, and their Amagi and our Austin are down in the 10 line, trying to sort out a disagreement, and only one will win, and you will soon see which one that will be. The Soyuz is burning, and he's not long for this world. And the Hindi got our cap. The Lexington is striking the Hindi, and does a really good job here, I think, taking the Hindi down from 23k to 9k. Really nice strike. Hindi starts to heal. I try to get another shot off on the Hindi, and land something. So as the Hindi comes around the island, he's not going to have a lot of hit points left. The black is down. The Soyuz lived in that engagement, unfortunately. And now the Montana is seeing the broadside Seattle. So the Seattle has 38,000 hit points now, but he's not going to have that many hit points for long, not in that position if the Montana is paying attention to him. The Montana should be thinking about angling a little bit more to that Yam, but as you see, the Austin has settled the argument with the Ramagi, and he's now coming around the back. He is reverse flanking the enemy, and that will work out very well for us, and he will decide this game, which at this moment is not looking all that great for us, although we're ahead in points. They have the caps, and we have almost no map control. We're kiting. We're kiting, and we are running out of map. But we're also killing ships. So the question is, who runs out of ships before who runs out of map? The Donskoy, I don't want to run into the Donskoy. He's parked, so one of us probably honked to let each other know we're coming. The Seattle goes down, and now it's just a Yam. Me, Monty, Austin looking at a Yam. That potato is a well-watched potato, and he's gonna not live for that long. Monty shoots him, I shoot him, and you'll soon see the Austin's rate of fire and the sap shells work on the Yam. Now notice what is happening here in the, I'll pause, in the west. Their Soviet Soyuz is not healthy, 25%. Their Ibuki is 75% health, but they haven't been spotted for a long time, so I'm thinking they're going to try to make their way down to A. That would be the right play for them, because I don't have a lot of health left. The Donskoy doesn't have a lot of health left, and if the Soviet Soyuz and the Ibuki push together, they could probably take one of us out and start to move in on the cap. But because we now have some freedom to harass the Yamato, things will turn out a little bit differently. I'm out of consumables, but that's okay. The Yamato is himself out of options. Our Lexington is coming in, dive bombing the Yamato. The Austin with 9,000 hit points left is now very cheekily harassing the Yamato to his broadside from the back, while the Yam is keeping angled to the Montana, who has 400 hit points left. 0 hit points left. But the Montana did a great job because he was keeping a crossfire on all the ships along the GH line. Now the Austin is done, and he's gonna move up and try to cap C. Here's an Ibuki, and I always think about Ibuki players when I play a tier 10 BB, because they can be deleted relatively quickly, but they're also fairly agile, and they do have long-range torps, so you have to respect the possibility of there being a good Ibuki player, and this Ibuki player is a good player. He's seeing me shoot HE, so he knows that I'm going to load AP next, and he starts to turn out, and he's hoping to burn me down. Notice I have 34,000 hit points left right now, but once the Ibuki finishes with me, I'll have quite a few, quite a bit less. He shoots well. I probably shoot less well. One of us gets more lucky than the other, and I'm thinking the Ibuki torps are going to be coming around in my front or to my left, and so here I start to turn out and I'm not exactly sure I would make that choice. Reasonably, I could chase him and try to have either good luck with AP or burn him down, but he could probably burn me down just as fast or even faster. So my thought was that the Soyuz might be going south. So I've turned out. This is probably a mistake, I think, but it's what probably made me live long enough for the game to be won entirely by accident. The Ibuki still shoots. I try my AP, and here come the Ibuki torps. Very well placed. I gave him no indication that I was going to be turning right, and he put them in just in the right spot. So I take one. That's 15k gone. That's a flood. I have no heals, and now I cannot repair, because if I repair now, he'll just set me on fire again. So I have to make my way out of this situation I put myself in. Had I kept going north, I wouldn't have taken that torp, and I would have had more HP. But so would he. And I repair just as I have 1700 hit points left. And I am just hoping now that in the next 16 seconds, which is how long the damage repair will last, I can get out of his way, or he can become more interested in someone else, such as the Austin. If he had chased me, if he had kept eyes on me, that would have been it. And a lot of games can be decided this way by these small decisions that go one way or the other, and the outcome sometimes is entirely chance. Everybody's small decisions add up to one big consequence. The Lexington is still alive. He's doing a great job. And my damage con runs out 5 seconds, and luckily the book is not looking at me, so I survive. And 1 minute 15 seconds left on the clock. We're taking 1 cap, they're taking 2 caps. At this rate, we will lose the game. So, what's my hope here? Find a shot on the Soyuz, kill him. The Kaga's been spotted. Find a shot on the Kaga, kill him. Get more points to give us a little bit bigger margin, so that as the enemy ticks up their 2 caps, we still have more points. The Austin is moving up face to face with the Soyuz. This could go badly for one of them. I try a shot on the Soyuz, but now I changed my attention to the Kaga. I'm thinking if I was a better marksman, I might make this shot and connect more shells. I will try. Not awesome. And 25 seconds on the clock, and I congratulate the Ibuki on the torps, and I miss. 15 seconds. They now have, they're now winning. They're now going to win. 12 seconds left. Soviet Soyuz has 12,000 hit points. Austin has 8. The only 2 ships that can decide this game, other than the time running out, are those 2. The Donskoy doesn't, I think, have a shot on the Soyuz. I can't reload in time. I have 16 seconds for my next salvo. So let's see what happens here. The Lexington is striking the Soviet Soyuz. 7 seconds. The clock is ticking down. The Austin may or may not have a shot. I shoot some planes. 3 seconds. 2 seconds left. and at this point I thought we lost this game. I shoot another plane. 1 second. I pick up my Confederate 1 second from the end of the game, which is a loss. And literally half a second to the end, the Austin kills the Soyuz, and the score flips over to 688 versus 608 just as the clock runs out to 0. Great job by the Austin. He probably he won this game for us, and he knew how to play his ship, not give away too much of his hit points, but give away enough to, I think, put him in a situation where he could take a few risks. I used all my hit points. I'm not sure as effectively as the Austin, but great job for him, and a game that felt really good as a first game in a steel ship. I think I will really enjoy playing the Bourgogne, and I hope that I'll have some opportunity to make some more replays for you to enjoy. Bye for now.